Welcome, my beautiful souls, and welcome, my fellow Virgos. This is a special reading I'm doing for you because I've had a lot of emails, a lot of comments where I just felt like Virgos need a little help. So I'm just calling this a special reading for you, though it's going to be a full reading, which means it's probably going to be an hour long. So know that going in, if you're not into long videos, you might just want to click off now, because we go into a lot of detail in the readings. So this is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Some of you are going to be intuitively guided. That's your spirit guides putting the reading before you. And it doesn't even matter if you have Virgo in your chart, if you're guided. Um, I also want to say another number I feel would be good for you. We talked about like our life path number, our personal year number, the universal year number, which is a 9. But another number is good to know is your angel number. You can figure out your angel number pretty easily. You just add your whole birthday. So, like, I have an angel number 11, which I have to say makes complete sense because it's all about intuition and spirituality. So you would just take, like, I'm born on September 13th, 1960. So you just add those numbers and, if it comes to a master number like 11, 22, 33, or 44, leave it be. But any other number, let's say it comes to a 20, bring that down to a single digit, so it would be a 2. Um, but great information to know. It's, your angel number, like your life path number, were given to you at birth, before birth, really. So, I feel like it's another way of helping you figure out, like, what is my purpose? What am I here for? You know what I mean? And then, when I don't know why, I just looked mine up. Um, and I wasn't surprised to see it be 11 because it's exactly what I do. I do work with my spiritual team. I do trust my intuition. So, just one more number if you want. But again, you can calculate it out just by adding it straight across the day, the month, and the year. Bring it down to a singular digit, unless again it's a master number. And that would be your angel number. I would definitely research that, look it up, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that will also help. So, anyways, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this reading is I could feel it with a lot of those who are reaching out that they just needed a little bit more clarity. So I'm happy to do that for you. I'm holding, by the way, Moldavite. It's that crystal that Stu from the UK sent me, and it's really meant to open up your intuition. Even though my intuition is open, I've been using it, and I have to say, I don't know if it's mind over matter, but I feel like the readings are even more clear, if that's possible. So, anyways, I'm going to put this right on the laptop, so it's part of the reading. All right, so we're going to use the regular decks that we use. Well, I mean, different decks, but we're going to use the same amount. We will start with Mother Mary for her words of wisdom, the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper. I did bring out what's called the clarifying love situations, and there's a message on either side, so which are reversed or upright. Each one carries a message. So I may bring those into the reading also. We do have the romance angels. So if love comes up or any love issues, we will certainly bring those to the table. I am going to use the major arcanas again. And for the main spread, we're going to use the psychic tarot. So let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary and open up this reading. I'm going to bring my lid down. And for anyone who's new, I always pre-shuffle any decks that I'm going to use or even think that I'm going to use ahead of time. This is when I'm just really meditating on you. Um, you know, allowing my guides, or not allowing my guides, but asking my guides to connect us. So my guides connect to your guides. By the way, that's why one reading, I feel like I want to take that. One reading can resonate with so many people, and that's because we are soul connected. I want you to be able to feel the reading, not just be like, oh, that looks like me. I want you to feel it. It's an energy exchange. All right, Mother Mary says boundaries, boundaries. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. Like drawing a line in the sand, right? Don't cross that line. Cross that line. I may have to cross you out. um, Interesting. I feel like someone is saying that, or someone has said that. So if anyone is crossing your boundaries, you want to be aware of that. Or maybe you haven't set any boundaries. Maybe a good time. You know, let's say we're talking about love. Um, to me, it just means like I want, like, if you're going to come into my life and lie and cheat, you're crossing my boundaries, and I won't take that. So, clear boundaries. All right. I may take another Mother Mary card at the end of the reading. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. But let's go ahead and bring in the major arcanas. My screen is like going in and out, in and out. Do I want to be light or do I want to be dark? And by the way, the reason why I'm doing this reading is I do listen to you. Like, I do read every single comment. And when I get a lot of comments from the same sign and they seem to be going through similar situations, it's time to do a reading. So that's why I chose to do a reading today, or the reading chose for me to do it. All right, let's bring in the major arcanas. I really use these as bullet points, but they tell their own little story many times also. So just be quiet and shuffle. Okay, we're going to take what's face up first and look at this. You know, this is interesting. The hangman's in the awakened state. This is probably the third time for in January that I have seen the hangman in the awakened state. I find it interesting because I felt that back in December that there were going to be a lot of people this year having spiritual awakenings, you know, and I feel like this is representing you. Now, the one thing I do want to say when, you're having a spiritual awakening, that means also that you need to be truthful with yourself. There's no way you can hide things from yourself. If something's not right, you'll know it. You'll know it without doubt. It probably is going to take human action, but again, it's trusting in your own truth, connecting to higher wisdom. We have the beautiful Empress. Well, I love the Empress in the awakened state. First of all, I feel like she's already in the awakened state, but I kind of love that. Oh my gosh. Hello, Emperor. The Emperor and the Empress side by side. You don't see that very often. I would say probably out of 100 readings, I might see this where they're actually together. Maybe 5 out of 100, if. So that means something. We have the mother and the father figure. The Emperor's looking right over at the Empress. I do call them my power couple. You know, it makes sense that the hangman be in the awakened state and then the emperor and the empress come out because they are both in the awakened state. Um, you know, they're different, but they arrive at the same place. You know, they have the same goals in mind, but they may go about it differently. Both of them have had, you know, a lot of life experience. Doesn't mean you have to be old. You know, you can be like in your 30s and lived a lot of life, learned a lot. You know, the Empress is someone who remains nurturing, loving, caring, empathetic, but she's powerful. She's strong. She's nobody's fool. She's creative. She is someone that her spiritual team knows when we send signs, she's going to pay attention. And I love this also relating to like even business. You know, these two, the Emperor and the Empress, man, they'd be great collaborating together. But it's, to me, it's stating that both of them are arriving in the same vibrational energy. So the Emperor is more methodical, puts a plan in place. Both of them care about the underdog. They want to help. They want to help. And now, spiritually, I feel like they want to help. Not only do they want to help, they can help. So, interesting. All right. We have Temperance, though. I'm not going to take this in reverse. And then we have Hello Star. The star mirroring the awakened hangman. Wow. I mean, I could just stop right here because the star, which is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, but it's about manifesting them. It's about bringing them into your life. You know, it's not just about dreaming. I want to bring them into my life. The star is right next to temperance. Temperance first talks about patience and then divine timing. It's about trusting in divine timing, which both the emperor and the empress, they know that. Like they know all good things in their time. Um, you know, is it talking about these two coming together? Well, I'd be very happy if that's the case. And, you know, with Temperance saying patience first, it may be because these two are on this spiritual journey and both of them are having these true awakenings. You know, you can't deny what you know when you have a spiritual awakening. I don't know why I keep putting it that way. Like it's a bad thing, it's a great thing. But, you know, in the same breath, you can't hide any truth from yourself. And I guess I'm saying that because I feel like Temperance, who does talk about trusting in divine timing, but also patience. Sometimes I feel like it's Temperance having patience with us, waiting, you know, and not with judgment, but it's like waiting for the emperor and the empress to have this awakening. You know, maybe they're also awakening to each other. Like maybe they're awakening like at just the perfect time and then coming into each other's lives. Hmm. You know, whatever it may be, and we'll figure it out. It's part of your dreams. It's part of what you wanted to manifest. And I love that divine is helping you to manifest. And it makes sense again with the hangman being in the awakened state. The ability to manifest so much easier. Why? Because we don't put a lot of crap around it. You know what I mean? Hmm. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in the psychic tarot. You know, there's a lot of power on the board right now, I have to tell you. There's a lot of opportunity on the board already out of 5 cards and Mother Mary. All right. Truth. That's probably why I kept saying that. Because I was even thinking to myself, like, why you keep saying that, Sandy? And then truth comes out. This is judgment. This is your spiritual team. Your spiritual team is calling you to the present moment. It does talk about a rebirth. So I feel like there's a dream coming true, and it may really have tested your patience, like when. But then I feel like you have that realization of, maybe there's some things I need to change in my life to really be ready and able not only to manifest, well, I feel like I'm either manifesting the emperor or the empress, um, but then to be able to enjoy it for all that it offers. So this is about a rebirth, right? But judgment is calling you to the present moment. So something is happening soon. And I don't know. I just I kept saying truth, your truth. And I was even thinking to myself, why do you keep saying that? Now I know. All right, what else we have? Well, hello, love begins. I mean, interesting that it's coming under the emperor and, well, it's coming under the empress. Um, but do I think that they're connected? I mean, the emperor's looking right at the empress. The empress is looking at me. So it makes me feel like the empress is already in present, like already lives in present moment energy. That means I don't live in the past. I don't project myself too far out in the future. I enjoy the present moment. And that's what your spiritual team is asking you to do, calling you to this present moment. Hello, love begins. Well, let's keep going. This is a chariot. It's called Triumph in this deck. Wow. And then Balance. This is Justice. Number 11, by the way. And I just find that interesting because I just realized my angel number is 11. Um, Makes me feel like something had to go so something new can begin. Justice means you have the ability to use the sword of justice to cut any ties, anything that's crossing boundaries that doesn't feel right. You have a right to end that. And maybe it is a necessity. It doesn't even have to be a person, it could be energetic, it could be the way I just been thinking. However, I feel like, again, with you having a spiritual awakening, it's almost like you already know where you need to use that sword. It's using that sword, whether it be energetic or someone or a job, that type of energy that we have love begins. So I feel like a big part of it is going to be love. But it does feel like something had to go. Some of you may have cut ties to an old relationship, like something that's kind of like left you hanging on the hook. And I feel like if that's the case, you're like, enough is enough. The chariot, it's interesting because the chariot sitting next to justice, they really both speak about balance. And justice, you find balance by using that sword, right? Justice is about making you whole again, coming under the star and temperance. And then the chariot's really about the potential. So the chariot's looking right back at that Ace of Cups. The chariot is unlimited potential, but balance is also required. I feel like the chariot comes in when someone's ready for it. It's knowing oneself, you know, the light, the dark, masculine, feminine. We carry all that energy and then finding the balance of it. You know, like you don't want to be like, oh, shame on me for having this shadow side. We all have a shadow side, but we all have the light. There's always a polar opposite. But I love the chariot looking at that Ace of Cups like this is unlimited potential. I would really expect nothing less with the Emperor and the Empress connected. I'm going to take five across. Two of Swords. Should I or shouldn't I? What don't I want to face? It's mirroring judgment. Makes me feel like it is something of the past. I feel like for some of you, it's almost like you cannot deny that you do have to use this sword of justice. Otherwise, it kind of keeps you hung up. This is about mental conflict. Well, literally says mental conflict. But normally you'll see someone wearing a blindfold. And to me, it just represents something that maybe I'm fearful of facing. But yet, it definitely would serve me. You know what I mean? Because with your spiritual team mirroring it, whatever it is I don't want to face, I feel like it's not as bad as you think. And I feel like if it's talking about the sword of justice, I would use that sword. This can talk about your own thought system. Maybe you had it rough in love and you just don't you just don't know if there's really true love out there. Wow, this feels like true love. I mean, it is true love. Your spiritual team wouldn't have brought out the Ace of Cups otherwise. They just want you to take off the blindfold, do whatever you need to do, right? Do your end, and do your part, they'll do their part. Two twos. Twos can certainly talk about love. Look at that shadow. This is the moon. And the moon can, I feel like part of this blindfold, or this is a little bit of fear. It's not major. Like this is energy. I'm talking about the Two of Swords that you can definitely work through. Maybe I just need to face my shadow self. I feel like that takes courage. Um, but the moon can, part of this Two of Swords might be because I'm uncertain, right? How do I know? How do I know this will work out when everything else didn't? Well, this feels very divine, number one. And the moon can also be a very dreamy energy. And I feel like, where justice is asking you to find balance by, again, using that sword. Remember, justice is about making you whole again. So don't be afraid to face your shadow side. Know it, claim it, give it a name. Okay. I haven't been given any signs because I really don't read with signs, but I will. So we have Aries, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Libra, Cancer, double Cancer actually, because Cancer is also ruled by the moon, and Pisces. But so far, I feel like this is all you. And who knows, maybe Temperance, divine timing, begins the minute that you use that sword of justice. Whether again it be your thoughts, cutting ties with someone who, you know, I feel like probably deserves it. Because I feel like your spiritual team wants you to move on, start new, start fresh. And, it's hard if you've been in like a lot of relationships that just had not turned out right, didn't turn out good. I got my heart broken. But there's a lot of lessons within that also. I feel like our ultimate love, not for everyone, some are blessed to find that ultimate love early in life. But I feel like the majority of us, it's like as we ourselves grow, because remember, we're vibrational beings. And the higher our vibration, the higher the vibration that comes back to you. Temperance is mixing the loving waters of the soulmates, making sure both cups are equally filled. So, are they soulmates? Well, I mean, absolutely, they're soulmates. And it's interesting because I'm looking at the 18, which equals a 9, and we're in a universal year 9. And this is the final push of a 9-year cycle. So, you know, this is the year to let go of what's no longer serving you. And you don't have to wait, it doesn't have to take you all year. It's really up to you. But I feel like your spiritual team is, it's interesting because maybe not everyone has had a spiritual awakening yet. Maybe you're on your way. Um, and I love manifesting through that energy. That's probably why we see the Emperor and the Empress with love begins right below them and the Chariot. Mm, I was really hoping we didn't see this card, but here it is. And I have to say, I'm not surprised because I feel like this is coming from a lot of the comments that I heard. This is a self created prison. Here it's called Trapped in Fear, but it is self created. It's connected to love. And the only one who can uncreate it is you, the one who created it. This is when I'm really not trusting in my own energy. I'm really not trusting in my intuition, or I'm second guessing it. The beauty of this, though, is when you realize that you really are setting yourself free. I mean, truly free. It is an 8, so it is about a new beginning. And I feel like for some, yeah, you probably kissed a lot of frogs. And now you're looking for your prince or princess, or you may not be looking at all. I don't feel like you have to be looking for love. I feel like love happens when it's meant to happen. Like temperance will take care of it. I see the two eights connected there. It feels like your spiritual team is saying when you worry, if you're making the right choice by moving forward. Trust your spiritual team. Ask them, should I use the sword of justice? Is it the best thing for me? I already know they're going to say yes, because something has got you in this mental state which doesn't feel balanced. And it is regarding love. You know, I mean, and by the way, 8 plus 1, again a 9. But anyways, what I was going to say is, I think what we have to learn is not all relationships are meant to last a lifetime. Even soulmates can come in um, and not meant to be in our life for the rest of our lives in this lifetime. You're always connected. You know, if it's a soulmate energy, you know each other, right? You'll see each other after we leave this lifetime. But some soulmates really do help teach us. And sometimes it's like what we don't want in love. 8 of Swords, I'm trying to protect myself. And I know I can't talk you out of it because I already feel that someone's going to say, I don't want love. And you don't have to accept it. But look at the energy of it. It's really some of the most beautiful energy I've seen in a long time. Some of you may have been waiting and waiting. But here's another thing I want to say. With the 2 swords and the 8 of swords, if you think of that as energy, that's coming from a lower vibrational energy, fear. It's a fear-based energy. That's a human energy, right? It's not our spiritual being who's afraid. It's our human being that's afraid. You know, and I'm saying afraid, but simply I probably don't want to get my heart broken again. But here's the thing, as you evolve, even if you're not looking for love, so does everything that comes into your life. Now, that doesn't mean that you're guaranteed that nothing of a lower vibration will come in. But here's the thing, you'll know it. You'll see it. You'll feel it. With the 8 of Swords, that can be difficult. I already feel someone probably say no. But yet, it's the Emperor and the Empress with temperance and a spiritual awakening connecting them, and the star. But I'm not going to try to talk you into anything. I'm just going to give it to you like I see it. And then you make your own decision. You know, do I think if someone's in the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Swords that they've had this spiritual awakening? I don't. Not yet. But it's available. But I don't feel like, no, I don't feel like I reached it yet. And, you know, I just want to say, and I know you've heard me say this many times, but in the 8 of Swords, what you're doing is you're creating barriers in front of you. You're trying to protect yourself. But that's what your intuition does. Your intuition is what helps you know if something is good, if something maybe not so good. That first instinct. If something wasn't good, there was probably a red flag. Now, our human instinct is to ignore that red flag if it feels like it's something I want, and then chances are it didn't turn out. So I feel like the more that you can trust within your intuition in all areas of your life, the more abundant I feel you will be in all areas of your life. I have a feeling a lot of people did cross your boundaries, but maybe your boundaries weren't clear, and now they feel clear. Not for everyone, but I feel like this is like showing you how you can reach a higher vibration, let's just say. Accelerated motion. Interesting, we have three eights in a row. Now, this is 18, but three eights, new beginnings. This is fast moving energy, as is the chariot. This makes me feel like someone has set themselves free, and then everything starts moving forward. The one thing we want to remember is the star does talk about manifesting and our ability to manifest. But we can manifest from lower vibrational energy, which means, like let me use an example. Like if you keep finding yourself with the same type of people who do nothing but hurt you, then you want to think about where is your energy? You know what I mean? And it's not to put the blame on you. It's just so you understand if I myself am in lower vibrational energy, well, again, the law of attraction. So I need to just think about that, not overthink it. It's like your spiritual team wants you to understand your ability to not just manifest, but create a life for yourself that maybe you've always imagined. All right, let's keep going. Hope. This is the star again. Double Aquarius on the board now. Now, if you set yourself free, or you put these walls down, and you said to yourself, I am going to start listening to my intuition. Here they are right here. Your whole spiritual team. Here's divine, right? It's asking you to trust in divine timing. Here, I do feel like, again, you set yourself free. She's looking at a star. That's what she's gazing up at, a star. And then the star comes out. I mean, hello. Manifesting like that. But it's coming under justice. We have the Seven of Cups. Choose wisely. In a way, I wish this didn't come out because I feel like this puts more confusion um, in the air for you. I feel like what it's probably talking about is because, I can't help but feel like this is a love reading. Even though I do feel like these two, man, if they fall in love and then they collaborate together, what a life they're creating. And I feel like both of them are spiritually inclined. Both of them do not live in the past. They are following their spiritual team's advice. The Empress nor the Emperor would live within the Eight of Swords or the Two of Swords. So part of me feels like that has been cleared. But maybe that's just what you needed to know. Like, okay, I put those walls down. Here she is looking at a star, manifesting, right? Boom, here comes the star. And then here comes a choice. Here comes some choices. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Well, that is the card of Virgo. This talks about the meaning of this card is successful self-employment. Again, I'd love to see the Empress and Emperor work together. They don't have to work together. This is singular energy. But this is really building up your wealth, your money, so to speak. Um, and this is about success. Here it says material harvest. Look how this person's open to receiving. Not money. Well, money, but epiphanies, ideas. Some of you may find yourselves on a completely new path, a spiritual path. This is great energy for anyone who has been thinking about starting a business. I do feel like this is a great year for that. This is also a year where a lot of light workers, healers are going to be called into action. You're going to feel it. You're just going to feel it. So, great energy for anyone who's got any type of a healing business. And it doesn't even have to be a healing business. It's success. As long as I focus on it. Now, this is perfect energy for the Emperor and the Empress. It's almost like, for someone, I feel like choosing between love and work. But I don't feel like you have to choose. I feel like you can have both. And again, a 9. So, it feels like, well, it feels like you've come a long way. And some of you, because you may not have had a great love, decided to put your focus on your career. And I feel like you're doing very well, or this harvest is on its way. Remember though, we need to plant those seeds. If we plant no seeds, there is no harvest. So plant seeds often. And if we can plant them from the energy of optimism, well, just watch what comes back. All right. Look at this, the Empress again on the bottom of the deck. The waiting game. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. I feel like has been doing what you would call shadow work. And I feel like it's really served you. I feel like that shadow work has, well, allowed you to set yourself free from, in the Eight of Swords, again, protection. But, you can do whatever you choose. You have free will. And I could see for a moment like being, I don't know if I want love yet. But love is here. I mean, whether I want it or not, it's showing. And again, because the Empress is mirroring the Eight of Swords, there's no way she carries that energy. So I feel like more of you are setting yourselves free from limited thoughts, let's say, or past pain. Not everybody can love us the way that we deserve, but there is someone who can. That's the thing. And both the Emperor and the Empress of a higher vibration. And Temperance is like, all in divine timing, my dear. But she's answering that call. All right. There could be someone out there who's also a single mother. You have children. This emperor may also have children. Um, I don't feel you'll be single for long. If you so choose, card flipped over. We're going to take it. Chariot. Look at that. It's go time. Coming over judgment. Or, yeah, judgment, which is called truth in this deck. It's like it's go time. Um, double Cancer on the board. Well, kind of triple. Look at this right over Love Begins, which is the Ace of Cups. Destiny. Destiny. Now, that doesn't really surprise me because Temperance is really, well, she's doing her work. She's making sure that both these people that are falling in love in this reading are on the same vibration. This tells me that these seeds were probably planted before you came into this lifetime. Like, let's meet up at a specific time. And because we have the Emperor and the Empress, which I feel are both old souls, there's a lot that they can overcome. And I feel both of them, like having their own thing, like their own business, their own money is important, right? My own stability. But I do feel like we're going from singular now into destiny. It's just your destiny. I feel like these two souls said to each other before they came into this lifetime, let's each have our own experiences. Let's each go through our ups and downs. And then when we both have a better understanding of our life, of energy, then let's come together. So I feel like more of you are ready for this, but I do feel like there's a few that are still maybe, All right, we have the Five of Pentacles. And then look at this, we have the Seven of Swords over Justice. Huh. Okay, I feel like we're going back a little bit, but I feel like it's necessary that we go back. So the Five of Pentacles tells me that something has happened in your life that was probably outside of your control. Five of Pentacles to me does feel like a tower moment. But I often feel in the Five of Pentacles, I don't have the luxury of like just laying in my bed and crying. I have to keep moving. And I feel like the Emperor and the Empress singular both know that when they have gone through this energy, they both would pour their energy into like the Nine of Pentacles. Like, okay, so I cut ties with this person. But listen, the Seven of Swords coming over Justice, like, oh, hello. That is, well, they call it the thief in the night. I just call it untrustworthy energy. I feel like the Seven of Swords, it's a lack mentality. It is definitely a taker and not a giver. I often feel narcissistic type energy in that. And man, a narcissist can make it hard. Like every time you're ready to end, it's like, oh, but baby, I love you. And we buy it until we no longer buy it. And I feel like you're no longer buying what they're trying to sell here. Hmm. I do feel like for a period of time, because it does feel like someone may have broken up with me. By the way, when I say me, I mean you. I'm just literally, well, I am a Virgo, but I'm just literally everyone here today. All your energies combined. Um, but yeah, so someone may have broken up with you. But here's the thing, like, it probably was a good thing, though it doesn't feel like that when you're going through it. The Five of Pentacles talks about temporarily difficult energy. It's temporary. And what I do, the good part, because there's opposites to everything. So in the Five of Pentacles, I do feel like it's moving you closer and closer to your soulmate family anyway. I just don't know it. I don't know it when I'm in it, but it doesn't mean your spiritual team isn't still trying to guide you. They are. So I feel like the Seven of Swords coming over justice. Wow, that makes sense. By the way, you know, I probably had wished and hoped that this person would love me the way that maybe I love them. And the thing about that is, in the Seven of Swords energy, I feel like this person has a hard time loving anyone, including themselves. They may act like they do, they may act all powerful, but deep down, they're kind of weak. Deep down, they're afraid, but that's not your concern. Just think of the actions that they've done to you. Why would I want that energy back? Well, I mean, I get it, right? I get it. I mean, like, I kept going back to somebody who, like, now that I am, 30 years removed, I totally am thankful that I just kept moving on. You know what I mean? But I did get tempted back a few times. And that's kind of what I'm feeling, or, you know, the, so maybe this person broke up with me and I really want them back, but this is showing you their energy. And I know it's not for everyone, but I do feel like it's for a lot. Again, I feel like there's real purpose of why I'm doing this reading. All right, let's keep going. So this person in the Seven of Swords seemed to seemed to cause you to create the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So someone else's energy who is coming from a lack mentality had too much control in your life. You're claiming your life back. You're claiming your blessings back. And I do want to remind you that one of the things the Empress learns through her life, and she's dealt with people like this is what makes her so wise, because she's been through it. So is the Emperor, right? Been there, done that. But the Empress, again, doesn't close her heart down. Now, it can take time to reach that energy, you know, but it's naturally who you are, right? Loving, nurturing, very creative. I know you guys are so creative. Um, I feel like many of you are spiritually in tuned, and now maybe it's just like really tuning into your guidance. Let's not forget we have the wheel, your destiny over love begins. We have the Queen of Pentacles, my little psychic detective. You know what you know. You know what you know. Good luck with the seventh person in the Seven of Swords. Yes, he could have certainly, and I do feel like she is a Virgo. Though it doesn't have to be, but I feel like because she is my psychic detective, anyone in the Seven of Swords energy, I'll be able to pick up on it. If someone's being untrustworthy, if someone's telling me lies, she'll pick it up. That is her specialty. Now, again, coming over the Two of Swords may have taken me a little bit of time, to truly trust in what I was feeling. But I feel you do. I also love her next to the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you may have a specialty where you really are like seeking answers that other people just can't find. She's the one, if I have a contract, I'd give it to her to read because she's the one who would find those little hidden clauses that other people miss. That again is her specialty. But it may be about also learning to trust that. I also love that she's holding this big old pentacle in her hand and also connected to that Nine of Pentacles. So that feels very like a lot of success. Whether, again, it feels like a building of a business, whether it's just begun or you're already into it. Using your own experiences, I feel would definitely help you also. If like you're helping others, because that's what the Emperor and the Empress do. They care about their fellow man and woman. They want to help the underdog. But both of them know when they give a handout, they know who they're giving that handout to, right? They probably have given many handouts and maybe someone took advantage of that. But now I don't feel like they can be taken advantage of. There's no way the Emperor and the Empress with the awakened hangman, there's no way they can be taken advantage of because their truth is their truth. Okay, let's keep going. And let's say you're still connected to the Seven of Swords type energy, or you're still hoping that it comes back. Um, but I really hope that you look at this energy. But let's just say that. Well, I don't know what else to say except I just don't feel like there will be any change. I feel like you'll just go right back and repeat that lesson again. This could have been a karmic lesson. And karmic lessons don't have to be like difficult. Sometimes that lesson, especially regarding love, is knowing when to leave, knowing when to end it. If you're being disrespected, if you're being ghosted, that is your answer, right? Because true love would never do that. True love wouldn't cheat on you. All right. We have the Seven of Cups, but it came in reverse. which I find interesting because it's mirroring the Seven of Cups over here. So it's like you are making a decision. You made a decision, and I kind of love that it's coming right below your spiritual team. So I feel like you are saying yes to this cup now. It could there could have been someone or a few people again who didn't treat you right, who didn't love you right, who could have like held you back from well, what I feel like is a life of beauty, really, because we have abundance through your creative house. We have love that's sitting right on the wheel. We have someone of the past, hopefully not still of the present. It almost feels like maybe someone ghosted you, cut off communication. And I feel like that has to be your sign. Doesn't have to be, but I hope that you take that as your sign. Boundaries. This person will cross those boundaries all day long, but not the Empress. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way the Empress wouldn't be able to pick up that energy in a heartbeat. Now, maybe both the Emperor and the Empress have dealt with similar energy. Okay, let's keep going. The Nine of Wands over the Eight of Swords. Makes sense. Nine of Wands is reflection. You know, it's looking back. And again, remember, we're in a universal year nine. This is the final chapter of a 9 year cycle. 2026 will be universal year one, year of the magician. We're in the year of the hermit, by the way. So, you know, that's another reason why I feel like there's going to be a lot of, it's interesting because I think I said that before we started the reading that there was going to be a lot of spiritual awakenings in a universal year nine, and it is our very first card. So, anyways, the Knight of Wands is about looking back. It's about reflection over the past, not with judgment. This is about looking at how you have grown through your experiences. Each wand behind this person is some type of an accomplishment. Now, that could be, I feel like many things, but I feel like one of them may be the cutting of ties with, again, lower vibrational person, their energy. But this is about being proud of who you are today. And it is mirroring the Empress. That makes more sense than the Eight of Swords mirroring the Empress. You're setting yourself free. You're understanding that without those past experiences, you would not be the person you are today. This is courage. This is my spirit warrior. And it's coming in the perfect place. Now I understand why I had a lot of people reaching out, um, really looking for clarity. We have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. This is your belief system. Hope. Hierophant's looking right over at it. It's a five. And anytime you see a five, I feel like it wants you to question some things in your life because five is about a change. Well, with the Hierophant, it would be much like the awakened hangman, your belief, your belief in divine, your belief in your spiritual team, you understanding that you're a spiritual being having human experiences, not the other way around. It gives you a sense of power knowing that, okay, truly I'm a spiritual being in this human body. And this human body is temporary, but my spiritual being is eternal. And I say that because our spiritual beings, our souls, our spirituality is the intellect to our soul. Um, and then following that guidance really is night and day. It really does help get rid of a lot of like unnecessary worry. I also feel that if I'm interested in love, let's just say, then I do want someone's energy who, also, I want to say has faith. Someone who lives within light energy, not dark. Dark, light, dark, light. Beautiful. Eight of Cups over the star. It's almost like Temperance is saying, I want to help your dreams come true, but there's some human action I need you to take. And once you take it, get ready. Get ready, probably to have your mind blown. Eight of Cups means that you have found emotional balance, clarity. It is looking at the cups that have been knocked over to understand why. But not every cup needs to be looked at. Some are just free will. But this is moving on. This person is heading towards the Nine of Cups. That's inner harmony. There's no way you have inner harmony if you're connected to someone in the Seven of Swords. No way. No way you have balance. But when you cut that energy out of your life, everything changes. And then we have the Hangman coming over the Seven of Cups. Slow down, you move too fast. So Hangman's a pause in the action. But the Hangman is seeking wisdom, right? I'm seeking wisdom for my next steps. But look at the clearing you have done. Or some of you are in the right now doing this clearing. Again, I want to remind you of the importance of the universal year we're in. It's like that final push to sweep out the old so you can invite the new. That's what you're doing in the Eight of Cups. Emotional clarity. No need for that Eight of Swords anymore. Why? Because you've reflected upon it. All right, I'm going to go right below. And then I think I'm going to bring out the romance angels. Something is also making me think of the Empress over here who has the waiting game below her. Well, the Empress wouldn't wait for anyone, but maybe that had been part of it. Like, someone who kept me on the hook. And the Empress is like, she spent her time growing spiritually, but in all areas of her life. So she's not going to wait. It's a big difference. Like once I'm in the Empress's energy. And what the Empress's energy really means is that you've gone through the lessons of the queens, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. You now have that wisdom. It's part of you. You never lose it. So, what I'm trying to say is there's no way the Empress would wait for someone. I'm not saying I wouldn't wait. Like if someone, you know, we just can't be together because of situations, outside of our control. It's not that I wouldn't wait for that, but I'm not going to wait for someone who's playing mind games. The Empress would never do that. Why? Because I've been there. I know where that'll take me. It'll take me right back in a circle. Ten of Wands in reverse. That's great news. It's coming over to Seven of Cups. That's also in reversed. Seven of Cups, it is about making a choice. You know, it's a cup. Here is that cup. But this is in reverse, so I feel like we had it somewhere, we have it here. So they're kind of mirroring each other. Here it's in the upright, so I still haven't quite made that choice. Well, the hangman would definitely agree with that. But then we move over here where I feel like, okay, now you did make a choice. And look at this Ten of Wands in reverse. I definitely feel a lot of you are in this energy. This is the energy of putting, first of all, it's a period of time of heavy responsibilities. Could be raising a family, raising a family, working a full time, all that. But because I feel like this is going more towards love, it could say um, that you put all the responsibility of a relationship on your shoulders, and it could be a habit that you want to look at and then break because it should be equal, not equal in this energy, but it's reversed. This Ace of Cups with Destiny, it is not bringing you problems. It is not bringing you heartache. It's not bringing you unfairness, unbalanced energy. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. I mean, I feel like as I keep going, the freer and the freer you become. I can't tell you not to wait for someone who does that within a mind games energy. You have to be the one. But I do feel like that is what Temperance is waiting on. Because I feel like what it's saying is this is not your true love. I may have fallen in love, but this is not my true love. Hello, Ace of Wands. Look at this. The minute you break yourself free, the Ace of Wands comes out. Now the Ace of Wands mirroring the Empress. Wow. It's go time. This is inspired action, guidance, passion. It's undeniable. I mean, it will be undeniable. You can deny it. You can say no. But because I feel like Every card is bringing us, it's like freeing you more and more and more. It's like your spiritual team is going to make this sign so big. I don't think you'll be able to ignore it. And again, what is Temperance waiting on? She asks us to have patience with her, but sometimes she's having patience with us. This final reflection, the cutting out of energy that just is not serving you. Whatever is keeping you in any type of a mental conflict, take off that blindfold, face the truth. Truth, it shall set you free. And that's exactly what's happening here. Now this love is looking better and better and better. I mean, I already know it's a high vibrational love, but now it's showing it. And this Nine of Wands, that reflection back, but really to see how you have grown, and especially through the hard situations. That's what allows that Ten of Swords to turn around and all the weight of those wands to drop off of you. And it's like now you're light as a feather. Six of Cups. Could be someone you already know. But again, because I feel like this, I definitely feel this is soulmate energy, no doubt. Maybe even a twin flame. Um, you do know each other. You know each other's souls. Like, you're spending eternity together. You just so happen to manifest in this lifetime together. And I feel like just as you planned. Also feels like very playful, loving, laughter, joy, like just enjoying each other, making memories that are going to last a lifetime, probably beyond the two of you. It feels like a love story that your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren will speak about. Nine of Pentacles again. You know, I feel like this is telling you a couple different things. First of all, we have two nines of Pentacles. And that makes sense when you have the Emperor and the Empress. Because to me, it means each one of them have their own creative outlet, let's say. They probably do something that's very similar to each other. Again, maybe that's another reason to collaborate. I feel like this is also giving you some comfort, letting you know that, first of all, the energy that's coming in, how it's going to make you feel joyful, playful, um, even like butterfly type energy. Now, that can be a little bit of fear, but it's a different type of fear. It's like an anticipation. Mm. So I feel like both of them, um, I feel like this is giving you comfort of mind knowing that this person, they have their shit together. They have their own money. Um, they think very much like you. They really want to see the same results in the world. Both feel like they have the potential of being very successful on their own. And I like that a lot. Because this person here could have been like, their hands out. Got any money? Got any money? Got any money? All I do is give you money. I know, but I need it. Well, why can't you make your own money? Well, why can't you just give me money? Tired of giving you money. And they may be like, oh, well, he or she's not giving me money anymore, so I'm going to ghost them. Well, the day will come you'll be like, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Five of Swords. So, toxicity is a five. It's mirroring the Two of Swords. So, somewhere there's been toxic energy, or there still is. And it does feel like it is going to be up to you to make the decision of whether I'm going to move on, you know, take my lumps, move on, and maybe focus on my career, on my creativity. Maybe there's something I've always wanted to create, and this is the perfect time. I often feel that when your heart is broken, you need to refocus your mind, you know, like 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 play the radio, but have upbeat songs. Don't put love songs on. Like don't punish yourself anymore. I feel like some of you right this moment are in that energy of questioning. You may say, can I move on? I think I love this person. And I would say, are they giving you, are they making you feel worthy? Are they making you feel balanced, loved? And if they're not, why are you hanging on? Only you can answer those questions. I feel like the Emperor probably is also, I do feel the similarities of their experiences singular, each on their own. And we know the Emperor and the Empress overcome and learn. It becomes their wisdom. And you are either the Emperor or the Empress. You're one or the other. The hangman with the Five of Swords is kind of like tying us back to temperance again. Well, that's not divine timing. But the five, the change, that's probably what flips the hangman into the awakened state. The awakened state doesn't have to mean like, oh, I'm like spiritually inclined now, like I trust my spirit guides 100%. You're still human, but it definitely signifies your truth. Okay. Um, what do I want to look at? I don't want to look at this because I feel like let's just let that go. Let's let it fade away. So let's come up to the wheel that's over the Ace of Cups. That's connecting the Emperor and the Empress. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. The Devil can stand for temptations. Two of Wands, so I feel like we're walking away from that, unless it's a Capricorn. For some of you, it could just literally be a Capricorn. But I feel like with the Two of Wands now, this is you stepping upon the path. And it makes sense that it'd be Wands because we have the Ace of Wands right here. Inspired action. And I kind of like the two over the Ace of Cups and Destiny. Let's not forget Destiny. because it is living in the present moment. It is taking a step forward. We don't always have to know, though I feel like many times we'll get clues of whether something is going to last a lifetime. But this is just stepping into it. You can always change course. That's what you got to keep in mind. But I feel like you're ready. Or I don't feel like this would have shown. Now, do I feel like everyone is ready? No. Unfortunately, I feel like some are still trying to figure some things out. But I do feel like this is going to help. Okay. Um, I don't know. I feel like there's really nothing else I need to clarify. So let's bring out the clarifying love situations. And let's just take a couple. And then we'll bring in the romance angels also. All right. So I'm really just putting it over the whole reading. Flickering passion. Feelings come and go, or the chemistry is not there. I feel like that's tying back to the Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Sometimes we stay in a not such a great situation because change can feel overwhelming. But that too is temporary, especially this type of change, because this change is only, you know, it's lifting your vibration, which in return is lifting what's coming in for you. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to come out there. So let's bring in the romance angels. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Where did that? Oh, I had that over there. This was in reverse. All right. Did I cut them? I don't know. So I'm going to cut them. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Here's your faith. Positive thinking. Here's your romance. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Seven of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and Justice underneath that. Now, I feel like the red flags are already thrown. So, this energy, I don't know. There's nothing left to serve you. There's nothing left. I'm not going to say it can't come back around. And maybe it does. And maybe that's what the red flag is about. You know, this energy, they're like, stay optimistic about your love life. She's looking back this way, right by the ace, right by the wheel. And then pay attention to the red flags is looking this way, right towards the Seven of Swords, and you walking away. Engagement. Now, does it have to mean engagement? Let's just read what it says. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You had a lot to do with that. You had a lot to do with that. That explains this reading completely. The red flags, I know it belongs to who's ever in that Seven of Swords energy. I know that even if I had hoped and wished that it was going to be better, or they were going to change, it's not going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that they can't evolve, but I feel like this is their soul's journey. And yes, it could have been a karmic, but it's not meant to last now. Like, I feel like your spiritual team is like, we want you to let that go. We can't make you, but we can certainly make it feel, you know, or send you signs. You're definitely being sent signs, but for everything. What was, what's now, right? Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And what will be? Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. It only makes sense with the Emperor and the Empress side by side. And that Emperor, I'm telling you, he's looking at the Empress like, hi, hi. And they both are sharing the awakened state of the hangman, and they're both sharing the star, and they're both sharing temperance. So, all about divine timing. And when temperance says divine timing, and then the wheel comes out, and judgment, divine timing is soon, or it can be. It can be. All right, let's do one, well, whatever wants to come out, but let's do Mother Mary over this reading now, or take Mother Mary's card message over the reading. Let's do another cut just to okay, that was very clear. Did you see how slowly that just moved? Be strong. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Well, that is the Empress and the Emperor's energy. Faith. My granddaughter's name. Faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Faith. Your faith has been called into action a few times now. Your truth has been called into action. You know, the reflection back is really the spirit warrior's energy. And it's just to understand who you are today. I'm going to leave it there. Um, I hope this helps for those that I really feel like needed some help. You know what I mean? Like when I do these special readings, I feel like, first of all, I listen to you, and I definitely felt I had a lot of Virgos, or even those who are dealing with Virgos, reach out to me, and that's what made me do this reading today. So, my prayer is that it gives you the clarity that you need, and even the strength to let go of what's not serving you, to make the changes in your life so that you can live your best life. You have a lot of abundance on the table, you have real love on the table. It is destined. You have spiritual awakening. And if you haven't reached that yet, I feel like really what it's saying is the more truthful you are within yourself, the more awakened you become. Like, why lie to ourselves? But we do. We do. But I feel like it just feels like the minute I start making these changes or have these realizations, this Ace of Wands, it's a big thing because it is, again, inspired action. It's your team saying, we will help guide you. All you need to do is merely take a step into it. But boy, do I feel like this is predestined. It was meant to be. And listen, maybe the final, what's the word I'm looking for? Those things you jump over, hurdle. The final hurdle is, well, I just want to say, know your worth. And don't give your time and energy to those who just don't deserve it, you know? But that literally has to be up to you. You have so much, again, divine energy helping to guide you. And again, anything that is difficult, it's only temporary. I promise you, it's only temporary. Especially if I've been stuck in the web of someone, and then you have this beautiful love over here, but you don't know about that yet, right? You don't know about that yet because it does take the clearing or at least the adios of it. But it's because you're realizing that you do deserve a higher level of love. But it's because your own vibration, be proud of that. Like as you're raising your own vibration. And I feel like one of the best ways of doing that is truth, is our own truth, not denying what we know is true and not being fearful of making changes, where we need to make changes. And that's life, right? We got to learn to roll with it. Though I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know that. But I also know that this love is destined. So I can't deny that either. Hmm. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Again, for those who needed this reading, I truly hope it helps. If nothing else, bring comfort to your heart. If nothing else, know the potential of what can be. And this isn't just for, a few people. We all can live this way, right? Empress, think about her energy. Loving, nurturing, creative, powerful, strong. Definitely takes advice from her guides. Both of them do, the Emperor and the Empress. It's like if I feel inspired towards something, she follows it. And I don't feel like they know that this Ace of Cups, or they even know that they're coming together. Now, on a soul level, I feel like they know that, but not on a human level. And how can you better guarantee yourself? Just think about your own vibration. Is there someone causing me to live in this lower vibrational energy, which just feels unbalanced, unhappy, anxious, waiting, that type of thing? How long am I going to do that? And why am I doing that? Who are they? Yes, I may feel like I'm in love with them, but I have a feeling that you just haven't experienced this type of love yet, the type of love that's coming in. Ultimately, it is your decision. But I feel like just the way that it's being brought in just kind of feels like undeniable. I feel like it comes in no matter what. But you say yes or no to it. And I just love. I know I keep saying it, but I just love that the Emperor and the Empress, that whole line I love. Starting with the spiritual awakening. Well, that is 2000. I was going to say 2009. That's 2025. And my God, when you're in that energy, you want to talk about vibrating of the highest level. Holy cow. All is possible. All is possible. All right. I'm going to let that be, guys. I love you. I thank you. I truly hope this helped. Um, and I thank you for reaching out. I have a feeling now there's going to be other signs like, "Oh, I need help too," which I don't mind doing. You know what I mean? If I get enough of one sign, like looking for help, then I know, like, I need to do a reading for you. So, anyways, I hope this brings comfort, clarity to your heart and to your mind. And I hope it helps you manifest truly a life that dreams are made of. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.